New at 10, it's a scam that cost taxpayers nearly $500,000.
Yeah, the Mobile Housing Board, the apparent victim of an email spear phishing attack earlier this year. So how were hackers able to trick the Housing Board's CFO into wiring all that cash?
NBC 15's Andrea Ramey obtained the emails that outline the con in tonight's reality check.
This email exchange is between the Housing Board's former CFO and a person at Hunt Companies. That's the company tasked with demolition of the Roger Williams housing project out here. But then hackers got involved and tweaked just one character on an email address. And just like that, the CFO was wiring hundreds of thousands of dollars to thieves. This is spear phishing.
This is spear phishing. They put out a hook, she took the bait, and off it went.
We showed the emails to NBC 15's IT specialist, who pointed out all the red flags that could have stopped the Housing Board from being duped.
That is not correct English.
The correspondence starts back in February between Mobile Housing Board's former CFO, Lori Shackelford, and a person at Hunt Companies. Note the email address is Hunt Companies, all one word. On April 30th, the email changes, and now there's a dash between Hunt and Companies. What happens on May 7th?
So on May 7th, you can see that the email address has changed yet again. So now instead of Hunt-Companies, you have Hunt Companies where the O is a 0.
This is obviously not legitimate.
No, this is not legitimate. No legitimate company would have a 0 for an O.
And if the bad grammar and email changes weren't enough, this perhaps may have been the biggest clue. On two different occasions from those changed email addresses, Shackelford is told where she needs to send that $478,000 is changing.
This should have been the biggest red flag right there. New account information.
By May 11th, she's already wired the money.
Yeah, she's wired the money and she's out a lot of cash.
These types of things are happening every day.
USA cybersecurity researcher Matt Campbell also reviewed the emails and identified the same red flags.
We see what we want to see. That's the problem. Our mind will start filtering out a lot of these red flags.
Spear phishing is the #1 way hackers use to dupe victims. An internet security threat report by Symantec found a well-crafted email sent to an unsuspecting staff member is the most likely source of compromise. In the Housing Board's case, hackers even copied the real person's signature line.
We're under attack. We're absolutely under attack.
And this time, hackers got away with $478,000 tax dollars, only a fraction of which was recovered through insurance. Shackelford was able to retire this summer shortly after the breach. We reached out to her repeatedly for comment, but did not hear back. The Housing Board's executive director, he was ousted last month. One of the reasons cited for the firing, failure to oversee and mismanagement, which resulted in this breach. Reporting in Mobile, Andrea Ramey, NBC 15 News.
Well, tonight, angry reaction from those who live in public housing about the scam, wondering what all that money could have done to improve conditions.
Oh yeah, it made me so mad.
For the people living in public housing in Mobile, the theft is angering. $500,000 could go a long way.
Oh, you're afraid that there's mold up in the ceiling there?
Yeah.
At Thomas James Place, people we spoke with say complaints to housing authorities fall on deaf ears, and repairs here are rare.
What's wrong with the place?
My floor's coming up. It's nothing they have done, and it's horrible.